We're always told to watch out for the big, flashy red flags in relationships. But what if the most dangerous ones aren't loud at all? What if they're quiet? Today, we're diving into the silent architecture of those warnings. And that really is the heart of it, isn't it? It's not always the huge fights or the massive betrayals. Nope. The real warnings, they're often just whispers, the kind of things you might brush off at first.
Yeah, they're so quiet you could almost miss them. These are the signs we make excuses for, the ones we explain away. They're the things you feel in your gut more than you actually see with your eyes. Just small moments that, when you start connecting the dots, reveal a much bigger picture.
So the big question is, what are these sneaky warnings that so many of us overlook? Well, we're about to break down 5 of the most common and honestly the most critical silent signals that can really define the future of a relationship.
Okay, let's jump right in with number 1. This one is a master of disguise.
We're talking about that "I'm just kidding" that doesn't actually feel like a joke. You know the one. Maybe they make a crack about that new outfit you love, or poke fun at one of your passions in front of friends. It's that little comment that targets an insecurity or subtly puts you down, but it's all wrapped up in humor. You might even laugh along, because what else are you going to do? But that little sting you feel afterwards, that's your gut telling you something important. It wasn't a joke, it was disrespect.
All right, let's move on to our second silent flag. This one is all about what happens after a mistake.
Look, everybody messes up, that's a given. This is about what happens next. If your partner's spilling a drink or being 5 minutes late always, and I mean always, turns into a debate about why it wasn't their fault, pay attention. It's a huge signal that their ego is way more important to them than your feelings or just, resolving the issue and moving on.
The third one, this one is all about the emotional climate.
You know this feeling. It's the emotional roller coaster. One day, they are just so warm and into you, and the next, they're distant and cold, and you have no idea why. That unpredictability is incredibly destabilizing. It keeps you walking on eggshells, constantly trying to figure out which version of them you're dealing with today. And like it says right there, your gut always knows. That little knot of anxiety, that's a signal. Listen to it.
Okay, for number 4, we're talking about what doesn't get talked about. So you try to bring up the future, or a conflict, or even just how you're feeling, and suddenly their phone is the most interesting thing in the universe. They distract you, they deflect, they might just shut down completely. This isn't just someone who's bad at communicating. It's a flat-out refusal to build a real, deep connection. Healthy relationships are built by getting through the tough stuff together, not by one person running away from it.
And that brings us to our 5th and final silent warning for today.
This one is so quiet, but it is so telling. You suddenly realize you know everything about their day, their worries, their childhood dreams, but they rarely ask about yours. And when you do share something important, it just feels like it goes in one ear and out the other. A partner should be your biggest fan, right? Genuinely interested in your world. A consistent lack of curiosity isn't just them being forgetful. It is a quiet but deafening sign of self-absorption. So if all these signs are there, hiding in plain sight, why are they so easy to miss? It's a really important question that gets right to the heart of why we stay in situations we shouldn't.
And this is it, right here. We get so invested in the potential we see in someone. We fall in love with the future we've imagined, and we want it to work out so badly that we actively ignore the reality staring us in the face. Hope is a beautiful, powerful thing, but man, it can also be a blindfold. It convinces us to explain away the red flags because we're just desperate for that happy ending. And here's why this all matters so much. When we ignore these subtle signs, we're not just accepting one little behavior. We are greenwriting a long-term pattern. We are literally teaching people how they're allowed to treat us, and at the same time, we're training ourselves to accept less than we deserve. And that just makes it more likely we'll repeat the same cycle next time. So let's try to reframe this whole thing. A lot of us worry that looking for red flags is pessimistic, like we're just searching for what's wrong. But this isn't about pessimism. It is about clarity. It's about seeing the person for who they truly are, right now, not for who you hope they might become. That's not being negative. That's just opening your eyes to what's real. And that clarity, it gives you so much power. First, it gives you a real understanding of the situation. From there, you can protect yourself and your emotional well-being. And finally, it helps you grow because you learn exactly what you need and what you absolutely don't want in a partner. So you see, recognizing a silent red flag isn't a failure. It's an education.
So we'll leave you with this. This isn't about looking back with blame or regret. It's about moving forward with your eyes wide open. Paying attention to the quietest signals isn't about finding reasons to leave. It's about finding the clarity you need to build the healthy, incredible connections you truly deserve.